Hi guys, it's Jess again. Time for Jessica's Rad American Idol video blog, week 7 of American Idol, and I'm very glad to say that this week I am feeling much better, much less tired. I've gotten into the swing of my new job and things are exciting, and I'm really excited just to watch Idol again. This is really the highlight of my week because it's so fun and so many people watch the show and so many people like to talk about it and discuss it. I feel like it really brings people together, and that's why one of the reasons why I like it so much. And I like to make, I don't know, it just connects you. And granted, yes, there are tons of people who don't like the show and who make fun of you if you do, but obviously I don't care and I'm not one of those people. Tonight was a really cool Idol night because it was songs from the movies, and director Quentin Tarantino, yeah. Quentin Tarantino was helping mentor the contestants. And first up was Allison, and Allison sang the song by Aerosmith, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. That song is difficult to sing, and everyone knows it is a classic Aerosmith song. And she did it justice. I feel like it wasn't horrible. She's not my favorite singer though, so comparing it to the original was kind of hard. I don't really like Allison, and I know we've talked about this. I just feel like, again, she's not connecting with the audience, and I've heard a lot of other people say, no, what, she's one of the contestants that really does connect with the audience, but I don't see that, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she's creepy, guys. I've never seen anybody look or act the way she does. So in my ideal world, her and Lil would be gone, and it would be top 5 guys. But that's just me. So yeah, the judges loved her. And can I just say, I did not like the whole split thing. The whole Simon and Paula, and then Randy and Cara, they comment on each, because some of those contestants, I really wanted to hear Simon's opinion. So that was disappointing. And I don't think that's ever been done, never, on Idol history. Which Ryan mentioned. Sorry, back to contestants. Next was Anoop, and I was so glad that Anoop did not wear stripes tonight. And he was really great. I was so proud of him. He sang Everything I Do by Bryan Adams, and for the first time, I feel like he successfully blended the ballad with more of an up-tempo, because towards the end, he was getting into that excitable up-tempo, not just really slow and peaceful melodic tones. And he pulled it off very nicely. And I think I'm going to buy that song on iTunes, which is saying something, guys, because I usually only buy Matt stuff. I really, really enjoyed his performance. I'm glad he's back because he was scared last week. Thirdly was Adam, and Adam sang Born to be Wild, and wild the performance certainly was. I think Simon's correct in that half of the audience watching will adore it, and the other half will be questionable. I think it was really rock, and he reminds me of someone. He reminds me of kind of like Queen and a lot of those old rock artists, which I think he'll be successful. I think after Idol. I don't know. Refer to my previous blog last week. I think he'll definitely win, and he's great, and he's unique. He definitely wins points on unique, such as like contestants like David Cook and Chris Daughtry did in the past. I prefer Daughtry and David Cook to Adam by a long stretch, but he does. You have to give him props for doing that, and I think everyone does. I think everyone sees his talent. He's just not my favorite. It's just not that heart connection like we talked about last week. Next was my dear Maddie, and he went back to the piano and he sang Bryan Adams, his song Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman. And I've been absolutely in love with that song since I was 11, and I was in my aunt and uncle's wedding as the junior bridesmaid, and that was played on their wedding video, and it shows me in my little dress looking out the window on their wedding day, and it has that song playing in the background, and I've like loved that song ever since. So when he sang it, I was already like emotional, and I know this is probably my Matt bias coming through, but I was just like, I wanted to cry for some really odd reason, because I love his voice, and I thought he was incredible. I think, yes, he did have some pitchy spots, like the judges said, but for some reason, I think Matt's voice can handle that because he has that blues style and because he does those riffs. I think that somehow it's okay when he messes up. Like, it sounds like part of it. And I know you could all be saying, yeah, this girl loves Matt, that's why. But I really, I loved it, and I was surprised. I was feeling like all this energy when he was singing, so I was surprised when the judges didn't really like it. And I am afraid for him that he's in danger. Oh man, I hope he's safe. And I voted for him a bunch, and I'm gonna do it after we do this video blog. That I adore him. Next was Danny Gokey, and I'm sorry guys, but I absolutely forget what he sang, which is ridiculous and awful. I've never heard that song before, surprisingly. It wasn't one of my favorites from Danny because I think he was lacking his usual superb, raspy, manly voice that he has when he does his great, you know, high notes at the end. And I feel like we got that at the end, but the beginning was just a little flat and just a little boring for me. So I sort of agreed with Simon, but he's such a likable guy, and I loved him without his glasses on, and he's gonna go far. He'll at least get to the top 3. I know he will. And I think deservedly so. He's really cool and does a great job. And he was so emotional about that song too, which was touching. Next was, who was next? Chris Allen, how could I forget him? He sang Falling Slowly by the movie Once. Oh my word. Can we just talk about how much I love that song just for a minute? That song is incredibly, lushly romantic and, oh my goodness, heart-melting the way he sang it. Kind of like in the whole Matt situation where he kind of had the notes that kind of went off, but like it went with the song so nicely that like, oh my goodness, it's heart-wrenching. And like, that's another one I think I need to buy off iTunes. So I can tell you who my top 3 are. Definitely want Maddie, Chris, Anoop, and Danny to be the top 4 guys in my perfect American Idol world. But, oh my goodness, I thought Chris was amazing. I thought Randy was so off. I hated his comments to Matt and Chris tonight because I think they weren't incredible, and I think he was really wrong, and I really wish we could have got to hear what Simon said. But anyway, I think Chris was amazing, and why are you married, Chris? Every girl is crying right now. Okay, and lastly, Little Rounds. Me and my sister were kind of afraid that tonight would be the night Little Rounds came back, and we could just hear it, oh, Little Rounds, you finally came back. But she didn't. She sang The Rose by Bette Midler, and wow, that last note was horrendous. Just not good at all. I think they're right, especially Simon. She just doesn't know who she is. She's just faltering, and she's not nailing it, and she's doing all these different types of songs, and she's just not getting it. And I feel really bad because she seems like she has a lot of passion, but it's not coming through. And I don't know if it was necessarily good for her to talk back to the judges. Some reason I don't like when the contestants do that. Like, that's what I love about Matt and Chris. They're both I feel like they're both just like humble and like just so sweet and down to earth, but you know, that's my bias coming through again, especially Matt. Vote Matt. Anyway, I hope she goes home tomorrow night. I don't know if it'll happen. If it's not her, I couldn't say who it was because I know part of me is so afraid for Matt. But I'm gonna go vote for the next 20 minutes. That's why this video is kind of short tonight. But I watch tomorrow night, guys. Thank you for watching my vlog. Please rate, please comment, please tell me how I can make it better. I still have 5 left after this one. No, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, 5-ish left after this one, so I want to make it good. And I kind of like forget that it's vlog time, and then I just, you know, throw something together and talk to you guys. But I appreciate those of you who do watch and listen and who respect my opinion. I'm so happy to do it. It's so much fun. But I hope you all have a good night. I hope you have a good week. And I hope you listen to the music and enjoy it. And most importantly, as I look at the camera, I hope you vote for Matt.